and the society. That is why we designed this program, Women and the Society, to talk about the role of women and how impactful they should be right from their society, right from their families. Today, we'll be talking about why women are important and why they should take their role very, very seriously. My name is Charity James, and our guest on the program is Mrs. Grace Adetola Oladapo Ariyo, who retired as a classroom teacher, and she is into that space to tell us what we need to do in the society, grooming our children, and also grooming the women. Welcome to Women and the Society for this week. We are glad to have you on Women and the Society.
I'm also glad to be with you.
Okay, our practice is to know our guest. So let's know who Mrs. Oladapo Ariyo is. Want to know your growing up years, the schools that you went to, and all that.
Okay.
Let's know you.
To the viewers, it is my pleasure to be here. I am Vibat Grace Adetola Oluwabunmi. I will want to add my father's favorite name, Abosedi Oladapo Ariyo, as a married woman, but Feyitimi happens to be my maiden name. Born and brought up in Lagos State, and to be precise, Mushin stroke Ijeraba area. I was born on the 19th day of June in the year 1966 to the family of late Pa Josiah Olukolapo Feyitimi and my radiant mom, still alive, Mrs. Janet Abike Duduyemi Feyitimi. I grew up, after my birth, I happens to be a child of history because it was not easy for my parents to start rearing children after their marriage. It took them some years according to what I was told. So after I came into the world, they had challenges in raising me up. I even had, there was a time that I started walking, moving from one place to another as a baby. I couldn't move again. I was sick to the extent that they nearly forgot that I can survive the sickness. But to the glory of God, here I am today, testifying to His faithfulness in my life. His grace kept me alive. After that, I started school at St. Jude's Primary School, Ilasamaja Road in Mushin. I had my primaries 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 before moving to the secondary school in the year 1982. 82. After this primary school, which is an Anglican school, an Anglican primary school, I left for the secondary school, which is not far, just a stone throw from my primary school, within the same vicinity along that Ilasamaja Road to Archbishop Age Memorial Secondary School. I got admitted there in the year, I left there in the year 1983. I could still remember that. And after that, I was at home for a whole year because I didn't know how to continue.
Okay.
I was at home for a whole year. And the problem I had then was, I don't know, something just crept into my heart that I will be going to University of Nsukka. So when and my parents are not so learned to that extent to know what I was saying. So if anybody, they will be asking me, how are you sure you will go to that school? I said, that's where my mind wants to go. I don't even know the course I will go and study there until 1984. I have to go to teachers college. out of my daddy, one of our family friends. She's still alive now, Mrs. Oyenuga, Mrs. BC Oyenuga. She was the one that God used to take me out of the street to Protestant Teachers College in Okota. The school was taken to Okota in Lagos State. I spent 1 year there, and there was I don't know how to call it, something happened, and Lagos State government decided to put the schools together. They phased out some schools, which Protestants has to be one of it, and we were joined with African Teachers College Ifako Agege in Lagos State.
Okay.
So I had my Teachers College education from that 1984 to 1986, and I came out in good grades.
Okay.
After that one, I started working under the Lagos State government. I think I worked for about 2 years or so before leaving the government service because of my husband's transfer from Lagos State to Kaduna State at his place of work. So I have to move with him because he said he cannot manage 2 homes together at the same time. So on getting to Kaduna, I tried every possible best to be employed by the government of the day then, but I couldn't make it because they want somebody who will be speaking
Hausa.
their native language of Hausa with the pupils, which I don't have any knowledge about. So I was at home. I became a full-time housewife. But later, my husband made way for me financially, and I started trading. And we were there living very well until the Sharia war during the regime of former President Olusegun Obasanjo.
Okay.
So it was the Sharia war that made us to run from Kaduna down to Ibadan.
Okay, before you go, let's draw up a lesson from your growing up years.
Okay.
What lesson did you learn from all the hurdles that you crossed when you were growing up? What lesson do you think people should learn from it?
We should not give up in any situation. There will always be challenges in every life, but we should not give up. Even if we miss the way, we should try to retrace our step, and we should not let God be off our plan. We should not put God at the back or make God the second option. My growing up days, I used to be so rough because I was energetic, seriously energetic. I like fighting seriously. I fight like a man. I even used to beat men. It got to a state that even men would be running for me. But it's especially what used to irritate me most in my life, in my growing up days, is if you are shorter than me and you now tell me you are my senior in one way or the other, I will just look at the person. Are you sure you are yourself? But later, there was a day I had a street fight with a lady. Because I don't usually fight a fight that will not be meaningful. But the problem is, whenever I start, it is not always easy for me to stop. I will just be recollecting what will make me to boil more and more. But there was a day, my mom, she has a very small body.
Are you an only child?
I should be, but God did not allow it. I have siblings. I have both boys. We are equal in number in my family presently. after those we have missed. So there was a day my mom could not swallow it again. I went out, I fought, and I came home. I was panting. My mom now came to me. Boss, I said, Ma, stand up. I stood up. She now stood by my side. Said, who am I to you? I said, you are my mother. Am I as tall as you are? I said, no, ma. What has somebody that is not as tall as you are
got to do
with your life that you don't want to see them in any way? I just looked at my mom and I started crying. As short as I am, as skinny as I am, I still gave birth to you. Not everybody will be as huge as your dad.
Let's go to you're a retired class teacher.
Yes.
And you must have seen a lot of children who their families have rubbed off on how they learn and the impact of what their parents are doing at home has done to them. So let's talk about the impact of having separate parents, co-parenting, the impact on the children, and the impact of not having a certain family, a family that does not have so much peace, let me put it that way. The impact on learning of children, do you think that can cause a mistake on the learning of children, and how can we correct that?
A broken home will always have impacts on anybody, not only the children. But since we're now talking about the children, if the child is not well monitored, the child can double. Will go to the father to get something, or go to the mother again to get the same thing, and before you know it, the child will become, which will not have good effects on the child in the future, and the child can become the negative of what the parents are expecting in the future. Then it can be corrected by allowing the child to have access to the two parents with the knowledge of the two parents at every given time. If they cannot manage themselves, they should be able to manage that child so that the child will become something good in the future.
Okay, so are you saying the children who are from the broken home do not have a stable mind when it comes to education?
It may affect them. I have seen series of it during my teaching time. I had a boy, very young boy. I just discovered that this child will be sleeping as soon as we have back from the assembly to the class. I couldn't stand it again. I have to call the child. Come, Aurelia. It's my mommy and my dad. They always fight, and they will be making noise. I don't used to sleep at home. I was disturbed because the child was just over 3 years having such an experience. I didn't know what to do because I used to be very, very careful in family matters. But after some days, I decided to call on the father when they brought the child to school. Sir, I want to see you. Said for what? He said, I want to see you at a time you will be able to attend to my discussion. I said, I'll come as a student. So I now, the man was nearly crying. It was then it made me to realize that woman is not the child's mother.
Okay.
It's the step mother. And she doesn't want to see that boy in the house. She even told him that child is the one that is disturbing her from getting pregnant. But somebody told her that if that boy still remains in their home, she will not be pregnant for the father. I now thought of this. In such a case, I cannot call on the woman. So I have now asked the man, what of your wife said? The wife, the mother of that child gave birth to him when they were doing university love or whatever. And the parents, because they are wealthy, they did not agree to their daughter marrying the man,
Okay.
because they are seeing the man as they were seeing the man then as a gold digger. So they don't want their child to marry
The gold digger.
a gold digger. So, and the man cannot stay alone all his life. So he now decided to marry another woman. And that woman is what is turning the boy to. So if there is a broken home, it will surely affect the child that is part of that broken home, that is brought out from that relationship. It may not be truly a marital status or whatever,
Yeah.
but whatever happens, if there is a child in a relationship, we should try our possible best to maintain that child's life because of the future, so that the child will have a bright, fulfilling life.
Okay. All right. As we move on, they say women are the bedrock of the family. With what we have said now, that means the stepmother is not giving that child, even if you are not the mother of the child, you should allow an environment that will help the child develop. So, in such case, what should women who find themselves in, let me call it a relationship they didn't bargain for, because the woman will have known that the man had a child before going into it. What in that case, what should that woman do? What should the man do? And the child that is involved, how best can they help the child?
In my own view, the man supposed to have informed the woman before marrying, I have a child, which this man said he did at the beginning of the relationship, of their courtship. The lady did not know. The lady was thinking that maybe after they are married, she did not voice it out, but she has it in mind that maybe it is because the man is not yet married, that's why the boy stays with him. But the man made us to realize that it is better for him to quit that marriage, to put an end to that marriage, than to allow his son to live in another person's house. He said he's ready to lose anything for that boy to continue living, because that was his first joy in life. So what I would advise is that if you as a lady, you are dating a man and he has already told you that he has a child, either the child is staying with him at that present time or not, be ready to accept the child or the children to be part of you. It is when you show such children or child love that the love of your husband will be will come fully to your whole life. Because if you see a man that really has a place in his heart for his children, they don't used to play with their children. So you should be ready to coexist with those children or child, so that there will be peace in your home. The man should not tell lie, or should not keep the child away, the story of the child away from the man. And the woman coming in should be ready to cohabit with the children or child she meets at home, so that there will be peace, so that there will be joy. And you should not be an eye service woman, that maybe when the man is around, you'll be showing love to to the boy or the girl or the children, but as soon as the woman is the man is no more around, or the children will suffer, your home will become a hellfire on earth for them. That shouldn't be. Because one thing in my own life personally is that I fear children a lot, especially if you see the way children are making it these days. One has to be very careful. The child you see that cannot afford to buy biscuits today, if in the next 10 years you are able to monitor the growth, the child can become anything, especially with this the media
Technology.
life, technology life that we're living now. They get many access to becoming millionaires or whatever they want to become through the phone. Within the before you even blink your eye like this, everything will change. So one has to, and children don't choose to forget things. Whatever you do for them this year, they will never forget. So we should, women in particular, especially those marrying from homes where there are children before they are getting in there, they should be careful so that they will be able to reap the fruit of their labor in that house.
We have to go for a break now. When we come back from this break, it will be time for us to know the favorite of Mrs. Oladapo Ariyo, who has been on the program Women and the Society. You're welcome back from that break, and we are still with Mrs. Oladapo Ariyo, who is on the program Women and the Society. And Women and the Society is a program that talks about the impactful living of women. You're welcome back.
Thank you.
Now, madam, let's know your favorite food. We want to know your favorite food. What do you like eating every time?
Oh, thank you, ma. My favorite food is my dialectical food, that is pounded yam with any soup.
Okay.
But since I got to Ibadan and I've been living in Ibadan for the past years, I now take after
But the people and Amala are 5 and 6.
I take after Amala. And there is no soup or even stew I can take it with, so far it is hot. If it is not hot, it's a no go.
Okay, let's talk about your attire. What type of clothes do you like wearing? English or native?
There are two.
Okay.
Anyone I get that matches what I want to use it for.
Okay. Okay, what about the color? Which color catches your fancy at any time?
I like cool colors.
Cool colors, okay? Like
Gray.
okay.
Maybe I would say green.
Okay.
Green, not the sharp. I like the sharp one, but I like cool colors generally.
Okay. Okay, we get that. Now let's talk about your sporting life. Have you involved in any sports before now? Aside the street fighting.
I used to be a very good sports person in my younger days. But I don't know. Whenever we are practicing, I used to be at the top. But the day everything will come to limelight, I will run away.
Why?
I used to be afraid of coming first.
Okay. Failure.
I fear failure more than anything in my younger days. It is now that I used to come. I will tell failure, you are just
A stepping stone.
a stepping stone. But before, I used to run away from anything that would make me fail. So even though my teachers or whoever do handle sporting activities in my school, you can do it. I will do very well during the practice, but I will not teach. I will not come to school one day. So it got to a stage that they those who used to train us will now be telling the house masters or whoever that don't rely on that girl. She will not come on the house body.
Okay, now let's know what you use your spare time for. What do you do at your spare time?
One I use it in praying.
Okay.
I read the Bible a lot, and I like encouraging. I like cooking too. When I have my family with me, that we were all together, I cook a lot. I can cook from morning till night. But now that I'm the only one, unless they come to visit, it has become a thing of the past. I don't like cooking again. I may stay for 2 days without eating. And not that I'm fasting, but I
That means
just
you like people feasting
I
with
like
people.
I like cooking so that they will say, the food is this is that. I like it. So if I decide to cook now, I will just be telling myself, am I not the only one that will eat it? Let's so and I like singing. I like singing in any situation. Any situation at all, I like singing. Either I know the song or I don't know the song. Even if I don't know this wording, you will just say, I like singing. I like songs.
Okay.
I like, especially, I like hymns because I'm a Methodist and we use hymn book. I like singing from the hymn book very well.
All right, that would be a safe place for us to close the program. Thank you so much, Mrs. Oladapo Ariyo, for coming
Thank
on
you.
the program.
Thank you. God bless you, man. We'll continue to make it in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And that will be all of Women and the Society for this episode. Next week promises to be another interesting one. Until next time, have a pleasant day. Bye-bye.
Bye.